a straight shooter. Nino,
Hello, good morning, sir.
good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. My name Pulit, Pulit, Pulit,
All right, pleasure to
and
meet you, Paulette.
of course, very nice to meet you, sir. I having questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so last election with the Shiban, Mr. Maximilian,
Yeah,
they don't having any good policies, nothing to helping me, nothing that I caring about. But
agreed.
I want to seeing. So I wanted to become police for a long time, and I did all of the processes. I putting application, I getting
Oh
interview, I
my
did all
God,
of
this
that.
guy.
And the chief of the police, Mr. Beric, told me,
Yeah.
if you change your name, we can hiring you because your name is idiot name.
What
And
the fuck? Wait, hold on a
yeah,
second. Beric told you to change your name?
yeah. First Slacks telling me, then Beric telling
Hold
me.
on a second. He told an immigrant to Los Santos to change their name to Americanize it?
Yeah, isn't that literally discrimination? Like it's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so my name is Pulit,
Wait.
Pulit, 100 most common names in India, very common
Yeah.
name. My old last name was OR, OH, V like Victor,
Yeah.
AR, right? Pulit,
Yeah.
OR, okay? They're telling me it sound like some kind of comedy, something like that, okay?
Yeah.
I, Number one, my mother giving me this name, I don't thinking it's like joke, I
What's your
don't
last
care.
name?
Well, I changed it, but it was OHVAR, V as in Victor.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
And I changed it to just the letter O because I want to keep my
Yeah.
mother legacy alive, right?
Yeah.
And after I changing my name, everybody ghosting me. Beric don't answering my phone. Mr. Flop don't answering my phone. And I went to the police department and putting
Yeah.
311, like trying to get update. They never have update and they're being very rude. It's like I want to helping the government. I want to
Yeah.
helping the country, but there is no opportunity for me to doing that.
Listen, I this this hurts. It really does. I think I think it's disgusting. I think it's this is very likely. Look, I want to make sure that this is looked into, and
Yeah.
I don't. My administration is going to make sure that this kind of discrimination does not fucking exist.
Thank you,
Um,
sir. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like outrageous. There is no police, nobody caring. Everybody running traffic lights, doing 100 miles, nobody stopping
yeah,
them.
yeah,
It is just so much disgraceful.
yeah. It's I'm gonna have a chat with Beric as well.
I have not been able to speaking to him so long. I spoke
Yeah,
to everybody else. I want to having. I want to figuring out his new phone number and calling because he gave me his old phone
yeah.
number. We were in contact. He was like close friend with me, and
Hmm.
out of nowhere, he became busy and don't talking to me. It's just unprofessional in my opinion.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that is listen, between us, all right?
Yeah.
Um we've got a guy running named Oswaldo
Yeah.
and a lot of the cops are apparently voting for this guy. So that that tells you what he thinks about your name, you know what I mean?
What the
Um
hell?
yeah, it's unfortunately you know um there's the good ones and then there's the ones that wanted you to change your name. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody telling me it's.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they made you change your. You know what happened
Yeah,
when I
it's
changed my
fucking
name?
ridiculous. Yeah.
I went to immigration office. They took my car. They took my phone because they're telling me I'm not the same person just because I changing my last name.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, I will go into polls. I will voting for you. Hopefully, you can
I
just.
appreciate that.
All I asking, sir, is just making the police transparent
Yeah.
because they don't want to telling me if I got declined or
I
accepted. I'm in like
yeah,
gray zone right now.
I want actually one thing I want to do, make a very very different hiring process so that people can have a fair shake.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where the fuck they keep hiring these bozos like 30 a fucking month and then you never see them. So like nice hiring process, you know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Like I don't know where they're finding these people. And somebody in there is police officer named William Shoot. Okay, William nickname is what? Will Shoot. That is a name. Somebody
what?
else call. Yeah, yeah. Somebody else calling.
Wait, hold on a second. William Shoot? Hold on, I want to look this up.
And they're saying Bullet OR is too much, but they're hiring people naming William Shoot. Like, what is this discrimination at the end of the day?
Oh my God. Okay,
Somebody else
listen.
naming Maya Peanuts. Can you believe that?
You know what? Once you vote, please, I want you to come out on Twitter and,
And
let
just
folks
exposing
know.
them.
Yes.
But what if they seeing me as opposition, then they don't want to hiring me in the
It
future?
won't matter because there's going to be a new chief in town.
Oh, but I like Mr. Beric. I have to. Okay. Okay.
Well,
If
he's
you
a
can,
good
yeah.
guy. He's not going to get fired, but, there's someone we're bringing into place that is going to be a lot more appreciative of what you bring to the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will trusting you.
All
Thank you
right.
for the help, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
It is a very disgraceful moment. I even trying to get lawyers to helping me, but
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right.
Okay. You have a good day, sir.
You take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, Momo Kingslayer, thank you for the 21 months.
Nino, what's going on?
Hey, no, you good?
Yeah.
You sound like you just finished something.
Oh no, we just got done with something, but
Oh, okay. Are you busy or you got a
no,
second?
no. Sorry.
Wait, are you still? What are you doing right now?
No, we just wrapped up something, and I was like,
Okay.
I was just pulling into Mission Row.
Are you? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's just the things you said, and never mind.
Huh?
You sounded like you just got. Never mind. Can I meet you?
Yeah, sure. Where at?
What's your ping number?
40.
What is it? Say again.
487.
487. All right, there you go. It's gonna be Court Center by Rockford Drive.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll be there in a moment.
Right. Easy. See you in a bit.
All right, see you.
Bye. Chat. It sounded like I'm not. My brain's not dirty, right? Like just. It just happened to be that the. Yeah. Hey, McNulty.
Hey, Nino, I'm free as a board, brother.
Perfect. I'm meeting with Beric, and then I can chat with you right afterwards.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a buzz when you're done, brother, okay?
Easy. We'll do.
Okay, toodaloo,
Bob. Bye. We need comic relief. I need your sub, bitch. Don't you dare tell me how to RP. Ah. Don't you dare. I will turn this election around. The power's already getting to him. It's not just the city I'm turning around. We're getting a restructure in chat. Yeah, I know. No, I need, trust me, I need some downtime too. But we need to get some of this out of the way.
You.
Pretty nice spot.
Beric, what the fuck?
What?
You told the man from India to change his name because it's inappropriate?
How the fuck do you know that?
What? That's your response?
That's not the reason.
What's not the reason? I had this poor guy call me.
There's no fucking way he's gone to you now as well. That's insane.
Don't
There's
think
no
you
fucking
understand
way.
how many people talk to me, Beric. All right? I'm
This guy
actually
is-
out there talking
my
to
God.
everybody, you know? And you know how bad of a look that is?
Is that what this is about?
Well, that's part of it, but I'm going to start with that. Like, what the fuck?
That was like 4 months ago.
And there's a guy, apparently someone called like,
That wasn't
Will
my
Shoot?
choice. To be fair,
is there a William Shoot in the PD?
I think there was.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's an optics thing. You know what I mean? Like, you
Dude,
know,
I don't disagree. But you're preaching to the fucking choir. That was not.
Oh, my
that was not a
God.
me decision.
oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, he brought up your name for what it's worth.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
because like I was like, hello.
He's with me. Hey, everything's
Oh.
good. Hey, thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't disagree.
yeah.
I didn't really have a problem with it. I had no problem with it at all. But you know,
Look, I calmed it down a bit. All right, he's a little Well, anyways,
he had an interview. The interview did not go well, and the people did not want to hire him, one way or another. So,
because of the name,
no,
why didn't you just tell him what the problem was instead of?
I haven't seen him in fucking 4 months.
I know, but clearly, like, please tell me y'all didn't say like, okay, we don't want him, so let's just say it's a name problem. You know what I mean?
No, nobody told him that.
Okay, why is he saying that's the case then?
Because that's originally what the problem was before his interview.
What's wrong with his,
I don't have a problem
did you
with
want his name to be like
It wasn't
Michael
a
or
me
something?
choice,
Like, I don't
Nino.
understand. Wait, whose choice was it then?
If it's not a me choice, whose choice do you think it is?
Slacks?
Why would it be Slags?
I don't fucking know. Wait, Max?
Sure.
Fucking knew it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Max or above Max, something like that. Either way, that is not what I thought this conversation was going to
No, well, I mean, no, I mean, it wasn't. It just,
Yeah.
so, I've had to do a lot of thinking the last couple days. Obviously,
Sure.
I've been poking people, giving them tasks. Because ultimately, I'm not looking to make a I don't know what the fuck's going on inside the PD, right? I only see it from the outside.
Sure.
But you know, I got my way of like assessing things, you know. Rest assured, no final decision has been made. But I do think that some of your officers are probably gonna vote for Oswaldo. And
Very possible.
that
Not sure what their
would
kind
be-
of reasoning is, but yeah.
yeah. And I hope you know, for their own sake, I don't decide to quit and let the entire fucking department collapse and the
The
fucking
entire
city.
department.
You know that son of a bitch, all right, Beric? You know what I had to deal with earlier today? I found out that this guy has been telling people he took my fucking headlines and put it in his fucking application. He doesn't even fucking know how to solve a fucking thing. I'm sick of this fucking election.
Already? You haven't even
I'm
started.
sick of it. Oh, I've started. Beric,
Not
are
even in
you
office.
gonna be...
Yep.
You think I'm not gonna be in office?
No, I'd say there's about what's a good comparison here? Let me think. Good analogy. The odds of the sun coming up tomorrow are probably
Yeah. Yeah,
the same as you getting in office.
very true.
And there's always that chance that, you know, the sun just goes kablooey and then it's over for everybody.
It's always a
But,
possibility.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm going to tell you where my actual agitation's coming from.
Okay.
There's a lot of good officers in the LSPD and otherwise that
Yeah, absolutely.
coming to me with some very constructive questions. But
Sure.
some of them, they keep poking me. I'm like, who's going to be the chief? Who's going to be the chief? Who's going to be the chief? Motherfucker, the entire city right now, outside of the PD, is fractured. Who's
Pretty
going to
much.
be chief is the least of my concern. But it will be a part of my legacy.
Sure.
Beric, between now and Monday, I need a 2-page, what is your plan for the LSPD?
Well, I guess my response to that would be, what changes would you want to be made? Should I stay in my
I want to
position?
see your vision on paper. How the structure's going to look like.
Did you
I
want the
don't mean-
structure to change at all?
How a structure looks is like a you thing. I only want to be setting policy. And I want to make a very clear distinction so there's no confusion. Is policy to me is saying, here is what the people are concerned with, and you translate that into cop speak. So I'll give you an idea.
Sure.
I'm going to use the dasMEHDI example, and I had a very straightforward conversation with him. I unfortunately got wind of some of the happenings with him, and
Yeah, he is.
I like him.
Yeah.
I don't want him gone. You need your dens. You need the fucking guy that's going to go do something
I'm not-
that's a little unhinged.
I'm on
But
a level with
what
you.
doesn't need to happen is a man like that getting dragged through the mud for like God knows how long. So one
I'm
of
on
my
a level with you.
policies,
If it was up to everybody else in the department, he would not be here.
I have a 2-part response to that. Is my understanding is that his it took forever. Okay, so here's it's not about who he is. It's about having immediate resolution. If let's pick another cop. Let's say Belle,
Sure.
right? Because she's unlikely to do this, but I'm going to use her because let's say Belle like crashes out, right? And mag dumps 10 Tessa Lamb, right? Right? Like, and I don't mean like from a killer perspective, but like we're talking, she just hits her, starts blasting Tessa. Turns out Tessa never had a gun. It's fucked, right? Now, there's going to be outrage over it. Tessa's going to want, you know, resolution to it. 48 hours, there needs to be a conclusion. Not 1 week, 2 week, we need to fucking look into this and talk to this bullshit. 48 hours? You know, Bell gets, you know, no problem. Suspension. Shouldn't be worse than any fucking criminal, right? You get what I'm saying? None of this fucking firing talk. None of that bullshit gets resolved. And, you know, there's a press release. That is what I call a policy, right?
Okay.
So how that gets rolled out falls into your lap.
Well, I mean, we had something like that set to be in place originally with like weekly kind of like press conferences and stuff like that, where like those kind of sensitive topics would be kind of revealed so that people have some kind of understanding that things aren't just getting swept under the rug and they're actually getting dealt with. But,
not even weekly. I mean, if something as bad as that happened, it's happening within 48 hours. Now, like, that's an example. Now,
putting out fires, basically.
Yeah, and look, I understand people are going to shit on you guys regardless.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that
accustomed to it.
Tessa and her friends wouldn't, in that example, want to know that something was done, you know? I think in the same way, Belle, let's say, in this example, she crashed out, you know, doesn't get fucking witch hunted for God knows how long over a singular incident. The entire city moves on to the next shit. You feel me? So that's kind of like what I reference as policy, but how the PD operates, right? Who's in your structure, et cetera, that's not something that I would want to dictate. That's not the mayor's job. You know what I mean? It's more ensuring that the desires of the people are getting implemented through policy, and then the PD kind of executes on it. Because I'm not a cop. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I want to see your vision of a PD on paper. And I know with your current responsibilities, there's probably going to be a decent amount, but I want you to think about the following. The city's going to always be on fire, you know?
It can't not be done.
Yeah.
Like, I have responsibilities, sure, but it's not. It's never enough to keep me from what I need to do. So.
Okay. All right.
People can make a whole bunch of excuses for things not getting done, but either way, they're still possible to get done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And transparently, I do not know what my timeline for picking a chief would be anyways, so I want to kind of get ahead of it, because there is a fear at the bottom of the pit of my stomach where it's like, all right, congratulations, here are the keys, who's chief? Which I don't think anyone, like, the state is going to be that psycho to do, because, like, I would need some time to, like, you know, ideally I'd rather let you continue doing what you're doing and then assess from there, rather than, you know, based my decision on the whims of officers whisper in my ears, criminals whisper, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I don't think that's appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, my thought process has kind of been based around, like, I'll kind of dig up my plan from originally, or from like months ago, and revisit it and reevaluate. And should you choose to keep me in the position, I will just push it all out in that week, like bit by bit.
Okay.
And well, pretty much go through like one big decision at a time, and push them out there, and then well, pretty much put it straightforward. My kind of thought process was, I stay in this position, if he wants a new assistant chief, I'll choose a new assistant chief. I'll also choose a captain. And then from there, I will meet with those people and determine what the best future is, along with all of my thoughts, and kind of take everything they would like into consideration and push it forward along with them. If he wants to keep things similar, we'll keep the assistant chief. We'll get a captain.
Yeah.
Because I've wanted to do it for a while, but throwing somebody into that position only for them to be uprooted a week later is kind of...
Yeah, that's... Look, well, from the outside looking in, I feel like y'all got torn apart by the BCSO. This is no shade at them. It's just, like, if they get to pick and choose who they want out of the LSPD, you're kind of, that's going to have a negative effect.
Yeah.
So, my main goal here is the write-up gives me an idea of what your vision is. It gives me an idea, like, how serious you are about it, right? Because words are one thing, but action is another. And it makes me at least feel somewhat confident, whatever the time comes. Because
really just depends on what you're looking for and what your ideas are, and I can cultivate something around that.
I really want to bring back...
go ahead.
I really want to bring back... my biggest goal is to close this bridge. Close this, like, fucking huge gap between the PD and the rest of the public.
That was all that I pretty much talked about my first week of being in this position. Like, a lot of people wanted this, that, and the other, but my biggest thing was the people we recruit, the people that we hire. I want them to be upstanding members of not just like the police department, but society as a whole. Those type of cops that, people want to go up and talk to when they see them, and this, that, and the other, and vice versa. The type of people that, won't just like stand in a corner, but they will go talk to the other people. Just like around food court or whatever it might be, just out on the street, anywhere.
Absolutely.
Very sociable.
I spoke to Goldie and Peach earlier today. They're good ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying like everyone's got to be like them. I mean, look, PD's going to be diverse, right? But I hate hearing there's, I don't want people. I want people to be able to get on duty and feel like their life is not tied to call after call after call. And I'm okay. I will be okay with bad shit happening in the city while the LSPD strengthens.
That is very great to hear, because pretty much everybody that I had to listen to were completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I kind of just had to fold and compromise to what their desires were.
Some people have built, and some people just talk out of their ass. Like, there's no way that you can ever strengthen. It doesn't matter if it's like a business or like whatever it is, right? Like, if you don't have time to breathe and like build and figure shit out, it's just, you're gonna slowly just keep on bleeding, So, I will be well aware that when I push that forward, there's a strong chance I might get pushed back from the state, right? Like, oh shit, like these things are happening, and I'm gonna push back and say, do you want a dysfunctional department, or do you want give these guys enough time to fucking cook, suck my dick, back the fuck off, or impeach me, because you're gonna have a hard time. It's a big fucking city. I want to see those numbers get pumped, but that's an end goal, right? It can't just keep being patched over and over and over and over. So,
I sincerely hope that we would be able to move in a direction like that. I think that'd be the best case for everybody, to be honest.
Okay. Have you had a chance to speak to Ruby about the courthouse incident?
Yeah. I mean, I spoke to Angel about it. She didn't think it was that serious, and it was
I don't
more
give a fuck what she says, but
just like a joke and lighthearted. Yeah, no, I'm just go to talk to other people before speaking to Ruby about it.
yeah.
And I got to her, it was very much a joke, but you know, I keep whether it be from you or others,
Yeah.
there's a decent amount of people out there that seemingly have some kind of issue with Ruby, one way or another.
She's I like her, right? It's I want to be very I want to make sure like my concern is like articulated properly. It's like if you and I know each other, right? And I say some shit, right? Like like if I see you again, it's just you and me, and we talk about this guy that you wanted his name changed or whatever, right? Like, it's gonna be a joke, right?
Yeah.
But in a court of law, I may know it's a joke. Angel might know it's a joke, but that's a lot of people that someone just got like criminal shade thrown at them, right? That's gonna hit different for the public, and I do think that there needs to be a strong expectation of like professionalism in the PD. I don't mean like robotic, but in terms of like if a cop's calling someone a criminal, they better fucking like show that they're a criminal. You know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense?
I get what you're saying to an extent, yeah.
Yeah. It's like in the same vein, half the city's got a fucking felony, right? But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you go pull them over and you treat them like shit, right? Because they
Yeah, I mean,
might
just because
do something.
they have a felony doesn't mean they're just like a shit human being.
Exactly.
Treat them like so.
Because
Completely.
just as much that it'd be fucked if they pull a gun and blast you,
Yeah.
right? It's in the same light if that call gets escalated beyond what it needs to be. Because that's how these calls are going to get generated anyways. But what did she say?
It's just like we were talking about the other week. Like,
Yeah.
you can be upset about these people committing terrorism or this, that, and the other, like treason, whatever it might be. But you're gonna see them again. Like you have to be able to make peace with knowing that they're still gonna be out there. And
Yeah.
you're still gonna have to talk to them.
Yeah.
And they're still gonna be people. And they will have the opportunity to turn themselves around should they choose to.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you speak to her on the matter?
Yeah.
Did she at least resonate with it?
Like I said, she, I believe, thought it was like mostly a joking matter, so I don't imagine she took it too close to heart. I mean, this is along with kind of other concerns that I've brought to her that other people have brought to me about, just like attitude and stuff like that. That's not something I'm gonna weigh very heavily. Is the times that I have personally like witnessed it, I think it's completely justified, and most people in that kind of situation are gonna have some kind of attitude when people just aren't listening whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I don't want to paint a picture like she's the worst thing in the world, or like, she's got to get, anything along those lines. Just, all right. All right. Any questions for me? Whatever. I want you to be honest with me. I'm not going to take it any kind of way. I'd rather you be honest and tell me I'm wrong.
no, I mean, a lot of the things that you've said, I think, are pretty accurate, and I think the vision that you want to push is good. I mean, the age-old kind of difficulty is balancing like professionalism and fun, per se.
Yeah.
Because when you lean toward professionalism, the difficulty that's going to come from that is when people are not professional or don't uphold that standard, and
Yeah.
you punish them for it, they're gonna think they cannot have fun,
I mean,
which
I-
is
yeah,
which I'm not saying is like, you know,
that's gonna be tough. I mean,
yeah,
some people are fucking children, and they may not know when it's the time to fuck around. And are you fucking around at someone else's expense? Is it escalating? I mean, you know, I feel like that's where, you know, putting the right people into place comes into play, right? Like,
yeah, and I mean that's I don't know. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it, but
yeah, I think we know. I know what you're trying to say. Like, I get it. Look, I've been dealing with it on my own end. Trust me, believe it or not. Like, I fucking Archie give me a call in the middle of a conversation with officers, joking about doing a cash exchange.
okay.
This is a guy that was working his ass off for me, and you know, it was a tough phone call afterwards. I had to fucking bitch him out. I'm like, I'm running for mayor. You can't throw all the hard work that everyone's put into this and the people that are depending on us on, hey, by the way, I might get caught doing a cash exchange. You know, there's like a time and a place. And, you know, so I get that. You know?
Yeah.
But now he's dead, so.
Yeah. Rest his soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could talk about this for hours on end, to be honest.
Look,
because it's a ever evolving and changing issue and subject.
yeah, yep.
But I don't know. One way or another, whoever ends up in that spot, whether it be me or somebody else, I think they will be in a much better spot than we began. Because when we started, we inherited a massive metaphorical debt to which we have had to work our way back from and just kind of push against the grain every single day and keep pushing. Now, things are not perfect, nor will they ever be. A lot of things have fallen by the wayside in that time when we focused on just, you know, getting numbers up, getting more bodies out there, while also trying to maintain having personable people and good people. And I think it's time we start tightening up everything else.
Yeah, it's
However that may be.
yeah. City's always changing, you know? It's I think that's where the making sure that you don't collectively get drained is important, because, you know, I mean, I can't imagine how I must have felt building everything up just to see things get split, you know? So yeah.
I mean, we kind of knew it was coming. Because there was just push and push and push for it all the time. And we tried to work things out so that things wouldn't be so bad when the split happened. But at the same time, you know, this kind of culture was instilled like before we were in our place of this department is very heavy on punishment, very heavy on accountability and integrity and honesty. And that is good, but there's also, to an extent, some people that might get wrongfully punished or feel like they're wrongfully done. And there's also people that just lack accountability entirely.
Yeah.
To take responsibility for those mistakes or for those errors.
That's why I'm a strong believer in punish often. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to a degree, right? But, you know, for me, I've always been a big proponent in, like, something happens, try to punish right away. And even if you misfire a little bit, everyone moves on. And if someone gets butthurt about it, well, now you know. Now you know who the problem is. You know what I mean? This entire city's about, you get punished all the time, whether you get fucking shot or, like, you fucking do even civilians, they go do a run, they get fucking robbed. You know what I mean? someone go commit a crime that, you know what I mean? And so, anything that stews always ends up being the worst type of situation. It's usually the ones that sit around the fucking campfire that make it worse. You know, the high school drama bullshit. It's
I mean, there's a lot of people that will complain and spout their, opinions and issues while sitting in the peanut gallery and not providing any solutions to any problems, nor trying to be a part of the solution, if there is one.
Yep.
They just much more care about just providing problems.
Yeah.
And putting out their perspective for pretty much no gain or no advancement whatsoever.
Yep. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. All right.
A lot of people want to talk and give their opinion about things, but they never want to do anything about it.
No, trust me. Yeah. It's, I'm very lucky to have the people I got around me. These guys,
Having a big supporting cast of like-minded people is great, and really wish I would have been able to do it.
You got fucked, Beric.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, you're still standing at least, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
And mental sanity, I needed some time to recharge, sure, but
Okay.
I think chains have pretty much been taken off, and I would love to hit the ground running. But if that is not what you deem to be, then
it's not going to be just my call. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not going to be a matter of like I want to provide some choices, and then I mean, I'm still stewing how I do it right, because you know what I mean. I don't want to be just the boom, that's it. You know what I mean? And like I said, until I even get into office, I don't think I have enough insight to even make a rational conclusion. It would just be based on other people's whispers, and that's not fair to anybody. So,
I'm not gonna lie. I've had some people that have probably had conversations with you come running to me telling me that I need to put some kind of huge campaigning crew together to make me look better or something like that, because apparently people throwing me under the bus, which completely understandable. I get it.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's straight up just said, listen, people, I was back for 2 days and people were saying I was chain gang. People talk out their ass all the time. I want to take it too serious, So,
I mean, I objectively, I will always care about I will care about each and every person's opinion.
Yeah.
Even if they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely will always care, no matter who you are, what your perspective is.
Yeah.
Because nothing's worse than people that just feel unheard and unseen, and it just breeds frustration and toxicity.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Also, is this you said 2 pages by Monday? Is this double spaced? Are we talking a certain font?
You're the fucking chief, motherfucker. What do you mean? Shouldn't have to ask me this.
I'm just asking.
So the way I operate is I say, do this, and then it's up to you to decide what you think is appropriate, because you're an adult and you've probably done this kind of thing in the past.
Yeah.
And if you have to ask me too many questions, that's not a good look, Beric. Well,
we don't have the money for this.
No.
Obviously. But
yeah, fighter jets.
Yeah. I was big on that many years ago. But
Yeah.
I've been in the war as well.
Well, right now I want to get the PD in a place where I can reasonably be we need this now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because right now I feel if you ask the state hey, we need these things, they're gonna be and who's gonna fly it? And then it's oh fuck. You know what I mean?
I will.
No,
every
I
day
know, but
that it's
but
needed.
I think it's probably going to be less about you jumping in and what's going to happen when you're not around. Is someone else going to jump in the fucking thing and
Yeah,
like,
but
you know?
I'm in control of all that. That's like the point.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't want that shit to be, like I don't know, for lack of better terms, like misused or abused.
It's easier to ask for things when things are stable and like solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Than as opposed
Also,
to
shit's
like
pandemonium, and they just built a fucking building in Davis in like a few days' time.
Yeah, that is a fair point. But it's kind of like when Slacks
And
came to
drones.
me and said, "How would you think about a detective department?" And my response was, "Have you solved the case yet?" You know what I mean? Like you can have all the fucking tools in the world, but like, when I want to I went to court 2 days ago on a bench trial, and there was two detectives in said bench trial, and the guy got off on all charges because they didn't understand what reckless endangerment was, and one of the detectives on the stand said, "I don't remember what my probable cause was. I forget things." Like those things got to get fixed first. So you get what I'm saying, Beric? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as funny as it is, like, that's real bad. He's a good guy too. Like, he's not a bad guy. It's just, I think some of these guys just need like a little bit of, brushing up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do in one way or another.
But
I
I don't blame them. Like, you guys were put on a go. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do at that point?
Yeah. Plus, it will always be more difficult to fix something than it is to wipe something clean. And start again. Or build something new.
So one
Fixing
thing
what's broken is always going to be hard.
So one thing that I was floating is I joke about like restructure just because I think it's funny to say it. But one thing I was floating was letting y'all start building something up on the side with the intent of like cook on the side while the existing department does its thing. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean by that is like, let's say you go off with like two other people and stop putting together your standards, right? Like, make it feel like a fresh, start cooking on the side instead of rebuilding from whatever the fuck is remaining. Well, let me ask you, do you feel confident with what you got right now? Or do you think it needs, to be recooked?
I don't think it really needs to be okay, so what I just gathered from what you just said is like we would essentially like vacate the LSPD and like start a new department, and then the LSPD would have to like
I'll give you an example of what
into the two departments that would be remaining.
I'll give you an example of what happens in the business world is sometimes sometimes what they'll do is they will put a executive in charge to and they'll put a couple other people with them, right? And they don't have to work on the main product, right? They stop putting their structure together. They formulate how things should be, etc., etc. And when they're ready to cook, they start pulling the assets into this new thing, and then that thing takes over. So I think calling it a different department would be a little, might paint the wrong picture. But the idea is like you don't respond to any calls, and instead you mostly focus on how to
people.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god. Exactly. so frustrating.
What? What? You wanted to do that before?
I mean, it's the exact thing that I was pushing on to people, and then it just got like
Yeah.
bombed, and we had to go in the different direction.
Yeah.
We need to respond to as many calls as possible. We need to respond to
No.
all these pings. We need
No.
to make sure all the banks are getting responded to 24/7. Like instead of focusing on actually being in the community. And I'm never going to say that these banks aren't important, but
they're literally not important.
Sake,
They're fucking
like people just feel like robots having to do the same fucking thing every single day, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Instead of going out there and experiencing stuff in the community with people. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like through doing that, that will also cultivate an environment where these people will always see the people that they're dealing with as, you know, human beings and not just as criminals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But actually care more.
I agree. Okay. Well, I don't want to talk your ear off. But I'm gonna let you cook.
I do have another question.
Yeah. Go for it.
So these are just hypotheticals, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So of the people, I imagine you've talked to like a decent amount of people. So let's say you did not want Ruby to be the assistant chief anymore. What, in your eyes, would be the best selection for assistant chief and captain? Because I am constantly thinking like 24/7
I would say Vivian because she's in a opposite shift, or Nakota, who's also in the opposite shift. I think the chief and ask chief should not be in the same shift because you want to be able to ensure that.
Just a moment. Sorry.
Yep. What the fuck? Is it good? Wait, what happened?
Just, you know, sorry. Almost like I know what I'm talking about.
What were you like? Wait, were you? What pot?
I mean, listen. I had a lot of ideas as to how I wanted things to go.
And you were told to do things a certain way.
Max wanted every high command member to be in shift 2.
Okay, Max was small dick energy exemplified with more power than he knew how to handle. So it does not, you know, you have to understand that my experience with Max, I made my decision on who the fuck he was like 5 months ago when I had a 60-person mechanic shop running 22 out of 24 hours a day. Tow, roadside assistance, you fucking name it. And because of his little, like, whatever the fuck was going on between him and Juno's personal beef with someone I bought materials with, this fucking piece of shit told me I was never going to get a business license. I realized what kind of man he was, right? Mm-hmm. Small dick energy. So I can understand how he probably told you how things should be instead of letting the chef cook, you know? So trust me, I'm not like that. I'll tell you how I'm feeling about things, but I'm never gonna, you know. I mean, listen, that's fucking common sense. Like, I mean, what the fuck? Why the fuck would he want both people in the same shift? And who the fuck's gonna run the other one?
I don't know. All that I know is I'm gonna lay it out for me, okay? Whether or not I'm good at something, I will always consider myself to be extremely knowledgeable and weigh things from all sides. And not what is best for me, but it is what is best for everybody, and in particular, the PD in general.
Okay.
Which is why, in that like first few days, I mean, even when I thought I was going to get the position, I put together like the plan for the structure and to meet all the needs that we currently had at the time. All of which did not, well, I'll just say were not met with open arms. So as terrible as this is, you know, my kind of drive was murdered and it was brought to a complete halt pretty much until he was gone. Because like, especially even the more that he got closer to the PD, the less I felt necessary or needed or like pretty much necessary. Because no matter what I said, like it just didn't matter.
Yeah.
It felt very cosmetic in a way.
Yeah, I mean, and the situation's even worse because now you got greener pastures in BCSO, right? The split of the county also means we don't know if come next week BCSO even comes down here. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying?
I imagine
I'm freaking out probably about as much as you might be. Because keep in mind that these are also going to be my problems, right? It might not be, might be running the PD, but it's still a reflection of my mayorship. And I don't want the city to fucking collapse either. So trust me, I you know, it's resonating. You know, this can't be fucking Afghanistan 2.0, Los Santos edition.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just would love the opportunity to do things my way, but if not, then
let's start with a plan, and let's kind of go from there. You know what I mean? And but right now, until that happens, and for God knows when a chief is put into place. Remember, you are the chief. Max has been gone for 3 weeks. You know.
Which is great. And you know, I suppose there are things I could have done in this time, which I have been, just to clean up fires and stuff like that, as best as I can for the time being.
Yeah.
Kind of put whoever ends up in that position to be in the best place they can be. But either way, I don't know. I was talking to some people about it. There were a few days where I was like, I don't really know if I want to even push down this road again, because you know, I feel like a lot of what I provide and the knowledge that I have in terms of just how to treat people and just how to go about things is extremely undervalued. It was never really taken into account. But I don't know, I also pretty much like slept on it and I got it all back. So I would love to be able to actually go at it again my way this time.
All right.
Their way.
Well, I'll leave you with this. Start cooking, because this might be a PD for a long time. And the last thing I want to see is anyone pulling back on their energy. So if it does seem like it's starting to fall over, maybe it is time for someone else to step in. But that, I think, ultimately, a big part of that comes down to how you're feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I pretty much in all this time between conversations have been pretty much thinking about it. So
yeah,
about what can be done, what can be implemented, and what we can do with what we got.
Yeah,
because
100%.
It's great to. I mean, there's a lot of things that I am hoping that will come in reasonably soon. You know, we've been talking to manufacturers overseas and stuff like that, but you know, you gotta deal with what we got before that kind of stuff becomes a reality. So
I feel that. All right, well, Beric, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And
absolutely, anytime.
All right,
anytime.
Like I said, don't feel like you can't ask me anything direct. You know, I'd rather that than you know, us guessing what the other person's thinking.
Yeah, likewise. Absolutely.
All right, you take care. Oh. Yeah, we got to get him fired up. I like Beric. It's just, I don't know if he's like overcooked. And I think that's Nino's concern is that did Max break him? Because I've been there. Remember, I ran Davis Police Department and then one day I woke up and it was gone. It's not like I haven't been in a similar position in the past. Yeah, that's why Nino said what he did at the end is like, the worst thing you can do is give up now, you know? But you can't blame him for being overcooked either, you know? If I was in his position, I'd want to fucking chill for a minute. Man, yeah, he